Everyone has their own passion. We always have the one thing that we love doing and will find whatever it takes to achieve that goal. Perhaps your passion is sports, arts, music, or cooking. Whatever it is, I think the theme of Food Wars could still be applied to it, and that's to have fun in whatever you're doing. Although Food Wars is an edgy genre, I believe that people should appreciate the characters and plot more than the fan service. Yes, the foodgasms are indeed questionable, but is that all? There's so much more to absorb from the series, and I think that many great aspects of it are often overlooked. Life is cruel. It's a brutal competition for survival where the weak die and the strong survive. The Totsuki Academy serves as just a microcosm of our society, and with only a 10% graduation rate, it's definitely an elite school. Our main protagonist Yukihira Soma is a witty, brave, and a goofy teenager. He has gleaming yellow eyes and rocks a spiky red hair. Soma works in a family diner alongside his dad until one day, what Soma soon discovers is that the academy is full of chefs that are far better than him in terms of knowledge and skills. But all of these chefs have one thing in common. They're not truly happy with themselves. They get blown away easily after a defeat, they get depressed after a soul-crushing experience, and they hold grudges on chefs who are far better than them. This sort of thing is childish. Soma has 10 years of experience working in the real industry, therefore he is more mature and professional in terms of attitude. That is why, despite the Shokugeki Soma has won, he never holds a grudge against anyone. That's because Soma always has something to prove. It's not just some fight for revenge or hatred, but it's a fight between ideologies and beliefs. Even though there is so much hate and negativity towards Soma, he never falters. Despite how arrogant and cocky Soma may be at times, he's actually a very humble person. Towards the end of every Shokugekis, he doesn't go and crush his opponents after they have fallen. Instead, he lets them have a taste of his own dishes, allowing them to feel the amount of fun he had in making them. No matter how condescending his opponents often are, he is never afraid to face them head on. But there are times when Soma doesn't win too. For example, the autumn finals against Hayama. However, instead of sulking and being depressed, Soma stays motivated and keeps on learning. He is too busy having fun to even feel sorry for himself, and we see this during his time in the Stagiaire. He's always smiling, grinning, and laughing, but he also works hard day by day. Nakiri Erina is one of the show's heroines. She resembles a queen and is also known as a god or divine tongue. She's from a wealthy family, and her food palate is only familiar to exquisite dishes. In contrast to Erina, Soma is more familiar to a more common and regular food. This is not to say that top-class meals are superior than common food, but to emphasize the fact that Erina is restricted to only one type of cuisine. The problem lies here is that she only believes that fine dining is the only acceptable type of cooking, and anything other than that is utter trash or disgusting. This is of course due to her father Azami, who had brainwashed her into accepting his own ideology. As early as her childhood, Erina was already a professional taste tester. She has clients from all over the world, and her opinions are very well respected. She's also a valedictorian of her class, and is the youngest member to be part of the council elite of 10. Not to mention, she's also super hot. Erina is praised, feared, and admired by others, but little do people know about how dull and miserable her life is. She had been a puppet all her life, and she's constantly afraid to go against her father. She had completely lost authority of her own decisions and has become way too dependent, thanks to Hisako. Throughout her life, she has been pampered, spoiled, and everything just goes her way. That's just the life she has been accustomed to. Although technically she has lots of advantages being the god tongue, the irony here is that she's never happy with herself. She had lost her way as she climbed higher to the pinnacle of the culinary world, to the point where she does not even recognize what cooking is anymore. Cooking became a chore, it became a dull and boring task for her, and before she knows it, cooking meant nothing. That was until she met Soma. Erina is not the only person to have lost sight of their path. Even the great Saibai Joichiro, aka Soma's dad, Hayama, and Chef Shinomiya have experienced such similar setbacks. Saibai was unable to handle the pressure, Hayama was consumed by hatred, and Shinomiya had the fear of trusting others due to prior traumas. The former first seed Dojima Gin had revealed a couple of foreshadowing in the beginning of the series. Towards the end of the training camp arc, Gin gave a short speech about choosing cooking as a career. This life is akin to wandering alone through a wind-torn barren wasteland. The more you will climb, the more you will stumble, and the more your goal will become unclear. These chefs are so gifted that nobody would even dare to challenge them due to fear of being crushed. They've been labeled as eccentric, and this results in isolation as they have no place to belong to. Throughout the series, Soma has discovered many different kinds of culinary techniques he never thought existed. He has also met with new people: Megumi, Erina, the Mario Brothers, Spice Boy, Ryo, Alice, Dio, Kaneki, and many more. But none of these encounters wouldn't have happened if he didn't enroll into the academy. That is why unity is such an important aspect of Food Wars. You can't always do everything by yourself. When Soma smacked Megumi's hands to prevent her from being nervous, he said the only drawback of this technique is that you need another person to do it for you. Food Wars does not only have a great and a badass protagonist, but it also has an incredibly strong supporting cast. Each character have their own unique personalities, and that just shows how in-depth the characters were written. When I watch how the characters call Shinomiya that imperfect dishes are what makes us human, and that making mistakes is nothing to be afraid of. Soma help Hayame regain his senses, and that by working alone will only limit you to a few possibilities. Soma helps his dad to once again feel the joy of cooking by being the only person who dares to challenge him. With 490 losses and 0 wins, Soma keeps on going. And lastly, how Soma proved to Erina that cooking shouldn't just be bounded by culinary traditions or genres, but to be a free and enjoyable thing to do. Life is cruel. It's a brutal competition for survival where the weak die and the strong survive. We'll meet people who will ruin our life and give us traumatic experiences. We become afraid to get hurt, afraid to try new things, and be afraid to fail. But Food Wars reminds us once more about the importance of friendship and how we should always be positive when things get rough. At Totsuki, you are with others who tread the same wasteland. This fact will sustain you once you sally forth and go on alone. Too great a talent will turn against itself in the end. It does not matter if you're a genius or a talented person. It's ridiculous to carry all the hardships on your own and still move forward without any help at all. The more you do things by yourself, the better and stronger you become, but also, the more isolated you'll be from others. Cooking is a vast land full of unique flavors. There are times when you will come across flavors that are sweet, and there are times when you encounter flavors that are bitter. But most importantly, you should at least have a taste of fun.